Yo, what's going on, guys? Matthew V. Haynes here, aka the Clock Master. So today it is going to be a spoiler-free review for the Little Mermaid live-action adaptation. However, I'm not going to be the one giving the review. I want you guys to give a great thanks, and I want to say thanks to my good friend Jay. She's worked behind the scenes on the channel before, and unfortunately I wasn't able to make it to this early screening for Little Mermaid, but she so happens to be a huge Little Mermaid fan and was in the area and was able to go and check out this screening on behalf of the channel. So you're going to be seeing a review from her spoiler-free thoughts. If you guys would like to see a spoiler review from her, she's more than happy to go ahead and film one. So yeah, this is her first video on the channel. Like I said, she's worked before in the past behind the scenes, but just give her a warm welcome. And here are her spoiler-free thoughts for the Little Mermaid live action.
So first I want to talk about casting. At first I was a little hesitant to hear that Awkwafina was going to be Scuttle, just because that is a pretty big difference from the original Scuttle. Scuttle is male in the original. However, I think that she actually brought a very refreshing take on Scuttle, and I actually really enjoyed Awkwafina as Scuttle. I didn't want to rag on it in the beginning, but I was very worried because I am not a huge fan of a lot of Disney live action remakes. I was just worried that it wasn't going to be true to Scuttle as a character and how he reacts to Ariel. However, she did an amazing job. I couldn't have expected anything better than her performance as Scuttle. I thought it was really on character. I thought that Scuttle was hilarious. She just really embodied him, even though he is one of the lesser side characters, one of Ariel's lesser buddies. I think she did a fantastic job as Scuttle. So for Flounder and Sebastian, I was also a little bit worried because they don't really form any resemblance to their true original characters, which is obvious because it is a live action depiction. However, they did an amazing job casting those two characters because the Flounder sounded almost like the original. It was very eerie how they found such a similar voice actor for that character. As for Sebastian, he had us in tears. He was the funniest character out of everyone. Absolutely adorable. I loved every bit of Sebastian being on screen. He was literally the most funniest, realistic character in the entire film, and the entire theater was in stitches because of him. He was just an amazing choice for this character. It was great. It was really great. So there are 3 added new songs, I believe 3. But specifically I want to talk about the song Uncharted Waters. I really didn't like it, to be completely honest. I didn't think it was necessary. He just kind of felt very angsty about it, which I felt did not portray his character in a good way. I mean, I understood the message because it was very true to his character. However, it felt very Troy Bolton punching the water in High School Musical. That's exactly how I felt. It was just very cringy. Personally, I felt like it was very cringy. I did not like it at all. However, Ariel's new song, I really liked, which is surprising because I loved the original soundtrack for the movie, but this new song really gives a new light into what Ariel's thinking while she can't speak, which, for a good portion of the film she can't speak, and we're just focused on her facial expressions, her body expressions, and we really rely on that animation to portray how she's feeling. However, in live action, we can still do that. However, humans can't really animate like a cartoon character can. So to have that addition of the song of her, talking about what's on her mind was a really good touch. For character designs, I thought they did an amazing job. I feel like they really held true to the original designs of a lot of the characters, and even redoing some of the characters, they did a fantastic job. Like all of Ariel's sisters, they really gave them a lot more personality, and I feel like I would love to see maybe in addition to this live action world where we do explore a lot of the other sisters and their tasks in, the ocean and their respective seas and stuff like that, because they were just so beautiful to not be main characters, honestly. For clothing and set design, they also did a really fantastic job. Everyone just looks beautiful all the time, which is, the standard for a Disney movie. One thing that I was really disappointed about was the lack of outfit changes from Ariel herself. We only really see her in her mermaid form and her iconic blue dress, which, don't get me wrong, are both beautiful, but we are missing the pink dress, we're missing her wedding gown, we're missing her blue dress for when she gets legs for the second time, stuff like that. I wish that they could have really incorporated more outfit changes for Ariel, specifically because she is the main character. The rest of the characters don't really matter in terms of outfit changes, but seeing other live action films and seeing the clothing that they have in those, I feel like they could have done a lot better in terms of her outfit rotations in the film. I know this is for sure a spoiler, but they took out Chef Louise and I was devastated. Why would they do that? So stupid. Anyway, I digress. The sequence for Under the Sea, where, Sebastian is singing to Ariel, was absolutely the most stunning piece of animation I've ever seen. It was just so realistic in not like a creepy underwater animals kind of way, where it's like dark and you don't know what's down there. It was just so bright and colorful and fun. It really brought a whole new light to that whole sequence. It was just so beautiful. It was, I have no words for it. It just brought a whole new light on the whole environment of the film. We really get to see a lot of the area of where they live and how it looks. And I feel like we didn't really get that in the original because, it's 2D animated. Nobody has time to to draw all of that. So yeah, it was really beautiful. And I feel like the whole CGI, 3D animation aspect of this movie really did bring a good light to the original because, with 2D animation, you can get away with so much. It's painstakingly drawing each frame and backgrounds and, all that jazz. So there were a lot of details, small details that we were missing in the original film that I feel like this new live action really brought to life. Despite missing a lot of the original cast, some have sadly passed away and some are just not in the film. I think that this new direction with the new cast is actually really, really tastefully done. I was worried that I was going to be cringed out the whole time because I was worried Ursula wouldn't sound like Ursula or, Sebastian wouldn't sound like himself, but they really did a great job and they really outdid themselves with the people they chose to portray these characters. Yeah, I think that sort of sums it up. A spoiler-free version of my opinions. I could definitely go more in depth, but I won't because it's a little obsessive. But I would definitely give this movie 8 starfish out of 10 because while there were a few key elements that were missing, I overall think that it was a really enjoyable movie. We were laughing, we were somber, we were amazed, in awe. It was just a really great experience. 10 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Technically.